Good evening, and welcome to Talking Songs with me, Roland Jones. How are we doing all out there? Now, I'm trying to pretend it's still the summer, so I'm still wearing a short sleeve t-shirt, although it's been miserably cold here in Manchester and it's been chucking it down all day. But I have a smile on my face. Yeah, it's pretty grim, actually, I have to say. But there you go, heading for winter. So, yeah, what's been happening in the world? Oh, did a nice gig last week down at Mash Guru in Macclesfield with my man Bowley on bass and Laurie Agnew on percussion, which was really groovy, indeed. And last Tuesday I did a gig over in Harrogate, and the guy who played before me is my guest tonight, Mr. Darren Ellis, who I shall be going to very shortly after this musical interlude. This is, oh, what shall I do? A choice of two, and I'll do this one. This is called They Call Me Lucky, and it was written after a bad morning at the Nationwide Building Society, where, you know that thing where you go you're in the wrong queue and you switch to the other queue, and then like the queue goes down, and just as you one person away from the desk, the guy decides to go off for a coffee, or he has to make a phone call or something, and so he's stuck there for another 15 minutes. It's one of those days. So, you know, you can throw a wobbler, or you can come home and write a song. So I went for that option. So this is called They Still Call Me Lucky. I'm always at the wrong window. I'm always waiting in the wrong queue. I don't know why it happens to me. It never seems to happen to you, but they still call me lucky. They think I'm lucky all of the time. I got plenty of luck, believe me, but only of the bad kind. I went down to the racetrack 'cause I had that gambling itch. My first horse did not finish, and the second one fell in a ditch, but they still call me lucky. They think I'm lucky all of the time. I got plenty of luck, believe me, but only of the bad kind. So I thought I'd try the dog track, 'cause I still had to scratch that itch. My dog didn't bother to start the race. I ain't never ever gonna be rich, but they still call me lucky. They think I'm lucky all of the time. I got plenty of luck, believe me, but only of the bad kind. When I go traveling, I always pick the wrong time, when there's snow in the Sahara, and there's a heat wave all the time, but they still call me lucky. They think I'm lucky all of the time. I got plenty of luck, believe me, but only of the bad kind. I got plenty of luck, believe me, but only of the bad, bad kind. Here we go. And now over to my guest, Mr. Where are you, Darren? Speak to me. Darren.
Hello.
How you doing, mate?
I'm okay, yeah.
Good.
And yourself?
Yeah, I'm a bit fed up with it being cold and wet and miserable, but then I live in Manchester, so that's reasonable.
Right. Typical.
But, yeah. No, actually, it's not as bad as they say, you know. I lived in Italy for years, and when I first moved there, people used to take the mick and say, oh, you know, you get so much rain in Manchester, it's always raining. And I checked up the annual, this is not terribly interesting, but anyway, I checked at the annual rainfall, and it's not that different between Rome and Manchester. But the major difference is it's like a tap, whereas in Rome it goes full off. In
Right.
Manchester it just drips constantly. You know, so you don't get those sort of long grey days like that. You get torrential downpours, but
Yeah.
Anyway. So how are you doing?
I'm
How's
good.
life? Are
I'm
you
good.
back gigging?
Yes, back gigging. That started, I guess, like a month ago.
Yeah.
So that it feels good. It feels good to be back gigging. Typically, what I do is like cover gigs and restaurants, and you know, I'm the background music sort of thing. Whereas the gig where I met you was in Harrogate at the Blues Bar. Was a kind of a different opportunity because it's good. It's one of those gigs where you've got an audience and you've got to. Well, you've got people's attention, really, I suppose.
Absolutely, people listen there.
Yeah,
they do genuinely listen. I love that. But I mean, it's a bit of a schlep for us, to be honest, to get over there. I mean, I didn't get to bed till about 3 o'clock that night by the time we'd driven back. But it's worth doing because it's got that vibe to it that people like listening to the songs and they're attentive. And Martin's great.
Yeah, Martin does a good job.
He does a cracking job.
Yeah, and
go on.
I was going to say, I think there's some kind of esteem about playing there as well. Like, you know, if you're particularly, I guess, if you're an artist such as yourself or myself who has interest in blues and stuff. Yeah, there's something about that where it's the blues bar, so you kind of feel a bit of.
It feels right.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
No, I've got a lot of time for it. Enjoy it a lot. So, right then, what about music for you? When did music all start?
When did it start? I got a guitar when I was 15. That was my first guitar. So that was probably kind of where it started. I wanted to be in a band, so I got a guitar. My friend got a drum kit. You know, we made a little band.
I think most of us start something around that.
Yeah. I did get a guitar at school when I was younger, but it was like we did 1 or 2 lessons and then we forgot about it, really.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. But I've always had major interest in music. My dad is a huge sort of influence on me in terms of music because that's what he does all the time is listen to music and say, have you heard this one? Do you know who did this? Do you know the history of this band? This guy's in this and all this sort of stuff. He's a bit of an encyclopedia, really, of music.
Yeah. So you grew up with all this music around you then?
Yeah.
So what do you what's your plan? I mean, do you prefer working in a band or do you work a bit happier on your own or a bit of both?
Bands are really difficult, I think. I think anyone who's been in a band would probably say the same thing. Being in a band is difficult. I like songwriting and I haven't really yet had the opportunity to play in a band as the songwriter, if you know what I mean. And have that sort of control over the sound that you're going to produce and stuff. So, you know. So I would like that opportunity. But yeah, I'm just going to keep writing songs for the moment.
Good. Okay, so what's the first one you're going to play for us then?
Okay, cool. First one I'm going to do is a song called Bedroom, and I used this on the little video that we put out for this show tonight. I used a little bit of the audio.
Good move.
Yeah, what I'm going to try now is something I've never done before, which is like use this harmonica on the song and see how that goes.
I like that. A man who's brave is to try something new live. That's good. That's good.
Sorry?
Make sure the harmonica's on the right way around.
Yes, it is. It is. I do play the harmonica, so I know how it works.
No, I just remember, as you did it, I remember a friend of mine, and he was a bit nervous, and he put the frame on, and he kind of fumbled with the harmonica, and he ended up putting it in the wrong. Not he was blowing in the right side, but it was
right.
With the right.
It was upside down. Right. Yeah.
Oh, not good. Not good. Okay then. So this is called Bedroom.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Making the most of this time that we have together. I wanna swim inside of this darkness with you forever. Swim with you forever. The light is shimmering through circles. We're avoiding bad weather. Let's close the curtains, watch a movie. We can do whatever. I got the whole world here in my bedroom, and we can do whatever we want to. Let's make a brand new playlist of indie rock tunes. I got the whole world here with you in my bedroom. Let's turn the heat up, it's freezing below outside. Beneath my window we can laze inside the ambient moonlight. Paint your pictures, tell your stories, and I'll tell you mine. We got each other now and everything is gonna be fine. I got the whole world here in my bedroom, and we can do whatever we want to. Let's make a brand new playlist of indie rock tunes. I got the whole world here with you in my bedroom. I got the whole world here with you in my bedroom.
Excellent, excellent.
Cheers.
You did well with that. Is that literally the first time you've ever tried doing that?
Well, second. Second. I literally had a go before we came on, just thought, oh, that might work, so... Yeah.
Love it. Love it. So, what... you know, you mentioned before about the blues. Was that something that came from your dad?
The blues, maybe. Yeah, I think that my dad was or is you know, he's a fan of guitar players and guys like Clapton and stuff, so he would always give me CDs or like, you know, listen to this song or whatever, all sorts of guitarists. Jeff Beck, he'll give me CDs. What did he recently give me? Pink Floyd CD, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know it well. So, do you have any brothers and sisters who play as a map of interest, or are you?
No, not that play music.
No, no. Okay, so when you wrote that song, let's just talk about that one for a minute. Which came first in that one? Was it just the riff, you know, the chord sequence, or was it the idea, or was it a phrase, or what?
I think it was the riff, just dead simple. You know, it's a 4-chorded song really, so it's really nice and simple. And the lyrics, I just, you know, I'm in my bedroom, so I guess it's just a quick, kind of easy thing to write.
Well, I suppose it's writing about reality, isn't it? That's
yeah.
Yeah. Who do you listen? Who do you rate as songwriters? Who do you like?
All sorts of stuff. I mean, I guess like the most impressive songwriting I hear is like Bob Dylan and Sting. I really like Sting's stuff. But I like all sorts, you know. Yeah. What about you?
What about me? Oh, all sorts. Yeah. I mean, I've got some sort of classic favourites in my mind. I mean, I love Carole King's The Tapestry is still like a definitive album as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, I listen to a lot of blues, but blues songwriters are slightly different. They tend to be a bit more, you know, in a specific groove. But I'm a big fan of Steely Dan.
Right.
And yeah, Donald Fagen's wacky lyrics are just extraordinary. I mean, it's,
right.
They're incomprehensible. Which is not always a good. I mean, I'm not terribly fond of, like, you know, Genesis stuff, which is also incomprehensible. But I like Fagen's writing because it's just a little bit off the wall.
Yeah. So Genesis, you mean like Peter Gabriel Genesis? Right?
Yeah.
He was a bit more kind of off the wall.
Yeah, but the Peter Gabriel stuff when he was on his own, I did like a lot.
Yeah.
Some friends of mine out in Italy. Playing a band called The Lamb, which is the official Italian Genesis tribute band, and you know, Gabriel's lyrics are sort of pretty damn wacky in that era, but he does the whole thing, and he doesn't understand a word of it. He just learnt it by rote, you know, and he churns the stuff out. But he does it with all the costumes and everything, you know, the flower head and all that sort of stuff. And they're amazing. They're not perfect, but I'm sure none of them got any idea what it's about. But then
right.
I don't think we do.
It's not going to help him learn English very
it's
very
not.
much.
I know what I like in my wardrobe. Yeah. So yeah, a bit like you, really. But I also like a lot of the sort of great American songbook writers. You know, like the Gershwins and stuff like that. I played in a big band for 5 or 6 years, doing a weekly gig, and it's really good discipline because you get. I mean, for a start, if you're playing with a 20-odd piece band, you know, you've got to go with it. You can't just sort of you can't fudge it. But also, it meant there was, like, you know, hundreds of songs in the pad to actually get to grips with, like, you know, how songs are put together. So, have you ever studied guitar and songwriting, or is it just something that you?
I've bought books and things.
Yeah. How do you get on with that?
Okay. I mean, I think they do certain things you wouldn't think about before you approached a song. So one example is like perspective of song. Are you singing from the perspective of yourself or someone else, the third person, the first person.
Yeah.
The second, I don't even know what the second one is, but you know, are you doing that?
Yes, it's funny because it's I did a songwriting course quite recently, and it's that talked a lot about actually how people, because a lot of people team write these days. You know, it used to be, even, you know, obviously Lennon and McCartney, but they tended to be in pairs, whereas now there's a lot of people who write in like large groups, you know, pop songwriters. And but this thing was like talking about how you actually plan a song like planning a story. So, you know, what happens in the first verse, and then what happens in the pre-chorus, what's the chorus about, and then, you know, what happens, and again you could have is verse 2 written from the standpoint of her or him, and etc., 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 and planning it out like that, which is a different way again, as opposed to sort of hearing somebody say something and thinking, oh, I like that line, and writing a song around it, rather than you know, planning it or doing it spontaneously. So, okay, what about another song then?
Okay, cool. I'll just take this.
You're in trouble with that. It's caught in your headphones, isn't it?
There we go. I am free. All right. Let's try this one then. This is another one from the EP that I did. It's called Nobody Comes Close.
You had to think about that then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Nobody Comes Close.
Okay. Been working late, I'm driving. You home riding shotgun beside me. Through the city where you had your heart burned. Your life's a lesson, guess you live and you learn. And nobody comes close to you. Nobody does what you do. Yeah, if you let somebody get closer to you. Think about me, been thinking about you. I'm so done with love, I'm trying to find someone to spend my time with. I feel the same way too, I had my heart burned. But life's a lesson, guess you live and you learn. Nobody comes close to you. Nobody does what you do. Yeah, if you let somebody get closer to you. Think about me, been thinking about you. Thinking about you won't go away. What is the reason I'm feeling this way? Could be because of the games that you play. Love's not the only thing that's getting away. So go get away, I'm giving up on you. Go get away, girl, quit giving me the blues, yeah. Nobody comes close to you. Nobody does what you do. If you let somebody get closer to you. Think about me, been thinking about you. Nobody does what you do. If you let somebody get closer to you, think about me, been thinking about you.
Nice. You've got a very... it's funny it's how people approach guitar playing and songwriting, is that there are people who they've been on with me, for example, and it's like some people automatically go for root position chords, right? So they're playing F and C and G and D down the bottom end, but you don't. You go. You're up around the 5th and the 7th fret.
Yeah.
Is that a conscious, do you think?
Definitely. Yeah. The kind of reason behind that is because when I play a major chord, I could, if I wanted to, like it, you know, if I had a band, for example, I can do that progression.
Yeah.
You know, so... Yeah, just kind of, that's the habit now.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds nice. But the thing is that also the way, the rhythm that you use is very suited to that sort of, it's a sort of cool, it's almost like a Bill Withersy sort of thing. It's like, it's a cool vibe. I can't think of a different way of putting it. We've got a few people here saying nice things about you. Eddie Cook, one of my regular listeners, saying that's a cool song, Darren. Well played.
Cool.
There's somebody called Leslie Jones clapping furiously. That'll be my wife. and one from Hugh Blazer. Oh, how are you doing, Hugh? Hugh's a good songwriter.
Okay.
Yeah,
have you had him on the show?
Yes, Hugh. I met Hugh through a thing called Talent is Timeless, which was a sort of a song competition come group for people of a certain age, and that's how I met Hugh. But we share a lot of taste in music. Like we're both big fans of Little Feat. Have you come across Little Feat?
No.
Oh, right. Well, check out Little Feat. Well worth a visit.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got that sort of feel about it. What's your sort of, when you come in and you've had a bad day at work and you want to listen to something, what's your go-to album? Do you have one specific when you go to that sort of helps you like go, yeah?
I think that changes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to pick one. I go through different phases, really.
Go on, what's the current one then? There's no right or wrong answer, don't we?
No, there isn't. No. I don't know. I'm kind of like... What am I listening to at the moment? I will kind of go back and revisit things that I've kind of forgotten about. So, like, at the moment, I'm kind of going way back to when I first picked up guitar and playing, like, you know, punk rock music and stuff like that. Yeah.
When you say punk rock, I mean...
Blink-182 and...
oh, right, okay, American punk.
Yeah, American punk rock.
See,
not like the
rock
Sex Pistols.
Yeah, I'm thinking Sex Pistols, the band.
Need to relax.
Cocks.
God, save the Queen. Yeah.
God, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've actually, somewhere, I've been desperately trying to find it. I've got like a card from a club in London called the Speakeasy. And we were playing there on a Tuesday night, and on this card it said Monday night the Sex Pistols, we were on the Tuesday, and Wednesday was the Stranglers. Now where are they now? Yeah, okay. Well, let's not go
2
there.
out of 3 ain't bad.
So yeah, what about with the band? What do you do with the band? Do you just is that a blues band? Do you concentrate on blues with that, or you
mostly what I do with the band? And I think you might be coming down on Thursday, right?
I don't think I will be now, to be honest, because of various petrol reasons.
Okay, okay,
yeah.
understood.
But I'll try and get down one Thursday. You'll have to tell people about that afterwards.
Yeah, well, we do it every month, so you should come down if you can. But typically in that band scenario, we're kind of a house band, so
right.
And most things that I do is that. So it's we do jam stuff, so everything is kind of a little bit loose, but the players are all. Sorry?
I said fair enough. Why not?
Yeah, and all the guys are really experienced. They tend to be like. Probably from your sort of generation, and maybe before that, and so they all really know what they're doing.
Darren.
Yeah, well, I enjoy playing with older musicians or whatever, and people who I can learn from, and I have learned all sorts. Do you know what I mean? So that's my.
Interesting you say that, because Hugh has just put something on saying, "Hey Darren, if you check out Little Feat, off the back of the last song, listen to. There's a song called Long Distance Love.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely it's a
Little
beautiful.
Feat. Is this a group or is it a person?
Yeah. No, it was. They were around in the 80s. The singer was a guy called Lowell George, who had the most amazing voice, who died in 1980. No, was it 1982? Is that right? I can't remember now. But fabulous voice and a great slide player, just awesome slide player. So yeah, Little Feat, spelled Feat. Okay. Check him out, but particularly check out Long Distance Love. In fact, if I remember afterwards, you remind me, I'll send you a link to it, because it's one of my fave songs, and I know one of Hugh's faves as well. So, what are you planning to do with the band? Are you going to try and do more of your own stuff with it, or I'm interested? I'm looking for your career here, man.
Well, I like writing songs, and kind of that's what I do. I guess one day, like a good goal to have would be set up a gig where I can just kind of go through the catalogue and get a band and actually rehearse it, and that would be cool. I love playing lead guitar as well, so a lot of the songs what I write, that every song I don't start that way, but I have to make a real conscious effort to not include a guitar solo in a song. Even ones where I don't want one, I'll make a third verse and then I'll kind of go, you know what, I think that'd sound better with a guitar solo.
But why is it you put one in, but at the same time you think, well, maybe I shouldn't? Why do you think you shouldn't? Just
because I think eventually people will get a bit bored of guitar, a guitar solo in every song. Maybe is overdoing it a little bit. Yeah,
I think the other thing is, I mean, I know I've quoted this. Stefan Grappelli, do you know the name Stefan Grappelli?
No.
Stefan Grappelli was one of the greatest jazz violinists ever to live. He was a phenomenal player, and he famously said, "Nobody comes out of a concert whistling the solos," which I thought was just brilliant. He also said. When you're soloing, because he was a brilliant, absolutely amazing player, and he said when you do your solo, make a great entrance into it and finish it off beautifully, because anyway in the middle nobody's listening.
Right.
So bear that in mind.
Yeah, well, I do hear you completely, because I went to a gig a couple of years ago now. With a guy called John Mayer. You may have heard of him, right? He's the biggest guitar player in the world. Everybody loves him. Yeah, amazing guitar solos and stuff. And obviously he's playing solos all night. Fantastic. Yeah. But then there's just one song that he's got called Dear Marie, and there's a part in the vocal that goes, oh, oh. And once we left the stadium, that's all everyone was doing. Everyone's just, oh, it's not about the guitar solos. Yeah.
There are some guitar. I know I've quoted this before. One of my favourite sort of rock pop songs of all time is Thin Lizzy's "The Boys Are Back in Town," and that has the classic two-handed harmony guitar solo that everybody knows. It's the perfect one for doing the air guitar solo at somebody's wedding. You know, it's all that. It's perfect. I think it's a beautifully constructed song actually, because I think it's got that sort of the rock and roll attitude to it. You know, the boys are a bit laddish, and it's got in fact, very laddish. It's got the great chorus. It's got the sing along guitar solo. And it's just a blinding song. I think it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
but the difference is that guitar solo is, and the other person who does this really well is Brian May, because if you listen to Queen songs, the solos are really, really tight. I've never seen them live, so I don't know what they're like live. But he tends to write melodies.
Yeah.
Rather than just playing scales, you know.
Yeah, he's not just a minor pentatonic guy. He's melodies. Yeah.
Yeah, and because in many ways, like, originally jazz musicians, the idea of the solo wasn't just to improvise crazily, but the idea was to come up with an alternative melody.
Right. Yeah.
And I've never checked this out, but somebody told me many years ago that Louis Armstrong, as a trumpeter, would always play the same solo. They were never long solos. They'd just be like you know one chorus, but he always played the same. Once he had the solo right for a specific song, that's what he always did.
Right.
I know. I've never checked this out, so I may be talking complete nonsense.
Well, that's cool because then you can hum the solo.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of other ones that you can hum the solo. I mean, the other. This is what I found myself singing along with in a bar only the other day, and it was the Commodore's Easy Like a Sunday Morning.
Right.
And it's got this guitar solo that goes da 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 da, da da da, and it goes da 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 da. And you can guarantee if you're in a bar or something and it comes on, you look around and there'll be blokes singing it. There won't be women singing it, but there'll be blokes there with it. The bedroom guitarist will be singing along to it. I know I do. Right then, let's have another song before I rabbit on any longer.
All right.
What are we going to go for now?
Are you going to play any more songs during this?
No.
By the way,
This is your set.
Okay. Cause I have to say I enjoyed listening to some songs that you did the other day.
Thank you.
I can't remember. You know, obviously I don't know the names of the song, but if you can remember what the third one was that you played, that was pretty good. Do you have it recorded?
I'm just trying to think what it was. Can you remember any of the words?
No, I remember the lyrics to the last one that you did because that was like a sort of callbacks and like pulling song titles into the the song.
That was Memphis, wasn't it? I'm probably right. Well, okay. Whilst you're doing this song, I'll try and remember what it was.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So what's this one going to be?
This one's going to be. It's not out yet. I'm still recording it. I'm hoping to have it finished this week and just put it out. You know, as soon as really.
Okay.
It's called Don't. Didn't mean it when I told you to go. That was just a sentence you should choose to ignore. Don't be stepping in your shoes while my heart's on the floor. You know I can't stand to see you walk out the door. No, I can't watch. Baby, please don't go. I won't stop loving you. Slow motion, time's not moving in. I like what we got. Don't do it, please don't go. Please don't. Don't. I can't stand to see you walk out the door. Every time you do is when I want you more. Why don't you stay here now and take off your shoes? Please don't make me worry, you've got nothing to prove. No, I can't watch. Baby, please don't go, I won't stop loving you. Slow motion, time's not moving and I like what we got. Don't do it, please don't go. Please don't. Please don't. Don't. Please don't. Baby, please don't go, I won't stop loving you. Slow motion, time's not moving and I like what we got. Don't do it, please don't go, I can't watch. Baby, please don't go, I won't stop loving you. Slow motion, time's not moving and I like what we got. Don't do it, please don't go. Please don't. Please don't. Don't. Cheers.
Oh,
that's how we end that one. It's just bang.
No. You caught me there. You caught me. It's funny that because when I work with a band, I really like dead stops. I think it's great because it's people go, oh, it's like absolute silence. Right. I've just Leslie has just posted saying, was it a song called "Don't Play with Fire"?
It may have been.
It's either that one or maybe was it called "Always Thought"?
I don't know. Maybe you should play it and.
I have to retune for that one. Never know what's round the corner. Was that one? Never know which way the wind will blow.
Yeah, that could be it.
You never know the future, and that's a fact. You never know the way the dice will roll. Well, the answer to that is whichever one of those two is, they haven't been recorded yet.
Well, I like that one. I like that one. I like the lyrics. Are cool. It's cool.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I've been planning to. Planning what to do next. I'm trying to work out what to do. Some record. When you recorded, do you record at home?
Yeah.
You've got your own setup at home.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Do you enjoy the process of recording at home?
I like it. I like it because I think we actually talked about this before. I like it because I have control over the song and what is, I can just kind of keep going at it until I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and we talked about this, is that you're often you don't want to release it because you think it's not ready and you can do longer with it and stuff. Yeah. So if you're at a studio, you're kind of limited because it's expensive and it costs money and you want to get it done and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. So there's
I think
cons, I guess.
Darren and I had this conversation before, well, whatever it was, day before yesterday. And the thing about it is that I'm hopeless with recording things at home. Although I've got the gear here, I've got some nice monitors, and I've got all the software that everybody needs. But first of all, I like to have this sort of the discipline of saying, right, I've got so many days to do this, and also having somebody else there who's not necessarily going to say, Roland, that was crap, but somebody who's going to say, well, actually, I think you could do it a bit better. You know what I mean? And I have somebody else's ears there. So that's why those two haven't yet been recorded, because all I've had 18 months without with plenty of time to do it. I haven't recorded.
Do you have the recording equipment at home?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but I just I use it for putting. They're not demos in the sense of demos to be sent out, but just trying to get a song down and make sure that it all works together.
Well, that's the thing. The thing about recording at home is you have to learn to be an engineer. Yeah. So it's just another thing that you have to learn to do. You know, like being a musician is really tough at the moment because you have to learn to be not, you know, primarily you just want to play the songs and sing them and that's it. But you have to learn how to record them and make them sound good. And then you're supposed to be some kind of music promoter, and you've got to learn how to market it and you know, analyze data and all this kind of stuff. And then if you're really ambitious, do the video as well. Right, be a music director on top of that as well.
Yeah. So it's an interesting. I think it's worth. Obviously, again, it costs money, but I not the last album I did because that was a live one, but the one before that I did with a producer, and that was quite a different experience to try and get somebody else's. I mean, his job there was to say, right, this is how we're going to do it. And for example, he wasn't keen on solos, and he said, and I always thought that this was an interesting way of looking at things. He said that, you know, if you think that you know the chorus or the verse, whatever, is like a 12-bar sequence, he said, well, after each 12 bars, something has to change. So it might be that you've got the intro is one verse, which is 12 bars, and then the kit comes in. Whereas up until then, you've only had like an acoustic guitar and a bass, whatever. And then after that, you've got a keyboard that comes in, and then it builds and builds, and then everything drops out, and you get a drop to the floor. And it, you know, so you build this sort of shape to the song, which I thought that was an interesting way of looking at it. But as you say, it costs money. And as things do, but I agree with you. You do have to do everything these days, and I mean, I used to work in the realms of making videos and stuff, so I know how it works. But I'm not sure I'm that keen on it in the level of importance it has. For me, it's a bit like a cover of a book. You know, the cover of a book is there to attract you to the book, but it should. It's not the substance of the book.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What you're going to read, what you're going to enjoy, what you're going to remember is not the cover. Whereas these days, there's a lot of emphasis put on the video. The other thing is, I can never understand people say this is the official video.
The official video, yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Is it something I've missed?
It just sounds better, doesn't it? I think that's what it is.
It's one of those things you're not meant to ask.
Yeah.
No,
don't ask me about the unofficial video.
Exactly, yeah. There's a comment here from Eddie saying, "Rocking that lad, nice." I've not met Eddie yet, but he's one of my regular listeners, and he's coming on the show in a few weeks' time.
Cool.
But he's he's always there giving us support, which is good. So. Yeah, I'm interested in the idea of the band. So what's the lineup with the band? You did mention to me something that you've got 4 guitar players. Is that just a nasty rumour?
No, that's the truth, I think. Yeah, it's the truth. You know, you have to learn to be sensible when there's that many guitar players. And it's a good thing because...
Sensible and guitar players you don't often hear in the same
I know,
sentence, you know, let's be fair.
Yeah. Like, when there's that many guitar players, I guess because it's the blues, you can kind of take the time when someone else is taking a guitar solo to you know, improve on your rhythm playing and you know, your chords and inversions and whatever.
And knowing when to shut up.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
Which is, you know, that is something that you need to learn, when to do that. Like, you know, that there is a time. Yeah,
and certainly in jam sessions, it's one of those things that can be irritating.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of, like, you know, you've probably seen them too, like you know, BB King's shows where he's playing with guest guitar players, and it's all about that kind of this is my go.
Yeah.
You know, now it's your go.
Yeah.
And then
it's all very disciplined, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a great one with Joe Bonamassa, Billy Gibbons, and
Is this at the BB King
Derek-
show? Derek Trucks.
Derek Trucks.
On
No,
the
that's the other one I was going to say. That's the one where BB King says that's the best solo I've ever heard.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Derek Trucks is amazing. I think he's a brilliant player.
Yeah.
And I love Billy Gibbons. Have you ever seen the what's it called, Darrell's House? No.
No.
Well, it's Darrell Hall, and it's his house, which is this mega studio basically, and he's got like a house band there, and he invites guests in, and they'll do some of the guests' songs and some
That
of
sounds
Hall
cool.
and Oates. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And Billy Gibbons has done it, and it's superb. One of my favourite bits of YouTube footage. So where can people come and see you perform then? So tell us about the Thursday Jam. Where's that?
Thursday Jam is this Thursday. There's one in Halifax at a place called the Turk's Head.
The Turks.
And,
Yes, you did.
We kind of do, as the house band, bluesy stuff, rock stuff, soul stuff. But if anyone does want to come down, you can do whatever you like and play. So I do a few of those. One is this Thursday. One was last Thursday. And then presumably it's on the, just every month after that.
Right.
In terms of my stuff, as I said, I don't really get much opportunity, or I don't really take much of the opportunity to get out there and do my own stuff. So it's nice when it arises. Hopefully I'll be back at the Blues Bar in Harrogate at some point to...
Well, I think Martin's
do
going to
some stuff.
arrange it so that the two of us are on again on the same night.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Cool.
because also he's got a new guitar coming, which he's dying to show off. He
Yeah.
said he's got to time it so that we're on the week after his guitar's arrived.
Right, right.
He's ordered
Cool.
this John Gomm Ibanez signature model,
Yeah.
which looks
Yeah.
mega. Mega, I have to say. So hopefully we'll be back together on the same stage before Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll-
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be good. Be good. I enjoy that. Now that's the place where people can find out more about you. Darren Ellis music. Yeah. I've never seen an X in the address before. I don't know what that is. But there you go. So then, are you going to do one more song to finish off?
Yes. Let me think.
Twist
what
your arm.
I was gonna do. Okay. I'm not really sure which one to do now. Let me think. Well, I released a song. I might as well do this one because it's out. It's online. You can listen to it on Spotify. It's called Heal. So on the record, there's Katie who's singing on the song as well, and it's really cool. It's, lifts the vocal and it sounds great. So if you want to go and check that out, please do. And then it's better than what you're about to hear.
You're too modest. Go for it, man.
I don't read enough lately. I've been reading up. I'll be a better man. I've been searching through the pages for the reasons why I am sometimes the ways I am. I'd give anything a try if I could only make things right between us again. Such a different situation. I feel like grip is loosening. Does it feel like we're going round in circles on this wheel, turning for no reason. Don't need a reason to leave. We need a reason to heal. And I know sometimes it's hard to go outside and face your responsibilities. Tell me what you want from me, I'll try and relieve some of the anxieties. We've been running away from the things we need to say, it's irresponsible. And maybe we could spend one day to talk this thing okay, we could be comfortable. Comfortable, does it feel like we're going round in circles on this wheel, turning for no reason? Don't need a reason to leave. We need a reason to heal. We need a reason to heal. We need a reason to heal. Does it feel like we're going round in circles on this wheel, turning for no reason? Don't need a reason to leave. We need a reason to heal.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good.
Cheers.
Nice feel. Nice feel. Yeah, it's good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed your set the other night at Blues Bar, which is why I wanted you to do this tonight. And
Yeah, thank you very
I'm glad
much.
you could do it.
Yeah, and cheers for inviting me to do it. It's been really cool. Yeah, it's been fun.
Absolute pleasure, Darren. So look after yourself, mate. And if I don't
you.
see you before, I shall see you again at the Blues Bar.
Yeah,
and
nice one.
I shall try and get over, as I say, this because in fact I was meant to be doing a gig in Cambridge this week, which we've had to postpone because a tank of petrol will just about get us there and back, and I don't want to be
Right. Cambridge with a with one tank.
Yeah, it will. I've checked it out, but it's but it means that if we do any travel, because we're going to go down, we were planning to be there for a few days. If we go around, if we do any travelling around, we might never get back. That sounds too melodramatic, that really. But you know, what I don't want to be there and spend the last day just trying to find a petrol station that's got
Of
some
course.
petrol. It's silly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, because I've got some gigs coming up in the next fortnight, which I'll have to travel to anyway.
Yeah. You might need to reserve the fuel to get to the
exactly. Yeah. Because hitching down the road with the guitar I'm past that stage, I'm afraid. So anyway, look after yourself, Darren, and I shall see you soon, mate.
Thank you very much, Roland, and I'll
pleasure.
see you next time.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Oh, that was good. So Mr. Darren Ellis. I heard him play at the Blues Bar, and I just loved the songs he did, and he just seemed like a nice bloke, and we chatted a bit afterwards, and then I said, well, how do you fancy doing this? And there he was. So do check him out. Do support the guy. He's doing good stuff. And that's it from us for this week. And we'll be back next week as usual. I'm not quite sure who we've got next week yet, but Thanks for my regulars. Thanks to Eddie and to Hugh and to Julian, Steve. I hope you've recovered after last weekend, Steve. Who else has been in today? I can't see any other people. Yeah, oh, there's a bit. Leslie Jones has been there again. She's a good lass. So see you same time, same back channel next week. Okay, until then, look after yourselves.